Captain's log, stardate 3003.4. We've been directed to make a scientific survey of the Golgatha system. We're leaving warp near the current position of Golgatha 8, the planet farthest out from the Sun.
What was it, Mr. Sturck? Do you mean our communications don't work? Was this happening before the pulse?
Well, this certainly sounds like one of those unusual phenomena we're supposed to investigate. Where did it come from, Mr. Sturck? As long as the sensors are still working, let's finish the survey, okay? Set course for Golgatha 6. I think this is bigger than we can handle. Set a course back to Starbase, Ensign Korn. Red alert! Power to the phasers! Let's see what our mysterious attackers do next. Has there been any more activity with that pulse, Mr. Sturck? The safety of the ship and crew must come first, Mr. Sturck. Since we can't communicate with Starfleet, we'll go back to Starbase and give them a full report. Perhaps this has something to do with that dust cloud around Golgatha 4. This might have something to do with that dust cloud around Golgatha 4. Log a suggestion that Starfleet should send a full scientific expedition to study it closer. Then we'd better step up our schedule. Golgatha 4 sounds like a good place to stay away from. Strike it off our survey list and continue on. Maybe the phenomenon came from a natural source. Where did it come from, Mr. Sturck? Log it as a natural phenomenon. Let's continue our survey, shall we? I think this is bigger than we can handle. Set a course back to Starbase, Ensign Korn. Stay on red alert, and we'll head towards Golgatha 3. The ship designs are unfamiliar to me, Mr. Sturck. Have you ever seen these kinds of ships before? What is it, Magia? What do you mean, Magia? Can you do something about it? Do they identify themselves, Magia? Can you hail them, Magia? Starfleet and the Federation are going to be very interested in this situation. Can you get through to them, Magia? Mr. Sturck, see what you can find out about Golgatha 4. There's still a chance that the pulse was a natural phenomenon and not a weapon. Have a medical team transport over and try to wake them up. Does this mean that we're safe from another one of those pulses? What does this have to do with the possibility of another pulse? Then we have to leave. I have to think of the safety of the ship first. Then we had better disable those engines before they become active. If the dust cloud is the problem, then we have to get these ships out of the dust cloud. Sturck, how far does this cloud extend? Then we need to pull each of these ships more than 2 planetary diameters away from Golgatha 4. If we're under attack, it must be from one of the Class M planets. The pulse could catch us at any time. Set a course back to Starbase, Mr. Korn. This seemed like the most likely planet to harbor life. But let's check Golgatha 2 as well. It's still within a viable zone for Class M life. Perhaps the attack came from somewhere else. Have you determined the source of the pulse, Mr. Sturck? Perhaps the attack came from somewhere else. Have you determined the source of the pulse, Mr. Sturck? I think we can just mention the pulse in our report and continue the survey. Let's check the moons for hidden ships and bases. Since our sensors cannot operate at full efficiency, we'll have to go to each one. Captain Dekva, we are on a peaceful mission to this system. If we can talk about...
We cannot use our communication equipment. The communications work, Captain. It's just that no matter what I do, interference from somewhere within the system is blocking our communications. This interference was not present before. Now all I can raise on any subspace channel is static. So that's it. Captain, the problem with our communication system is not that it is being blocked. The static that is blocking our communications comes from broadcasts from all the crippled alien ships in the system. They are very primitive and not modulated. They cover the whole subspace band, and there are so many that the computer cannot handle them all. Now that I know what the problem is, I can use a filter to screen the calls. I've used all the frequencies they're using, Captain, and I'm sure I'm getting through, but all I get is the automated signal. Maybe the pulse burned out their communication gear except for the beacon. Those are usually well shielded. The interference still prevents communication beyond the system. I don't have enough power to punch through it.
Captain, the Starbase is hailing us.
This is Captain Dekva of the Klingon ship Chekov. Prepare to be destroyed. Peaceful. Ha! Human Vech. My officers and I have felt the EMP pulse that your ship has emitted. We will not have another Genesis, and we will destroy you before you have a chance to use it in Klingon space.
I can provide more power for the communications and the sensors if you let me take it from the shields.
From their orbits, I'd say they've been here less than a week.
Entering Golgatha system. Short-range sensors indicate that there are 9 alien vessels in decaying orbits around this planet, sir. Their shields are down and they are not under power. All show signs of battle damage. Captain, we're being shot at by a defense beacon of Sudar design.
A powerful energy discharge, much like an electromagnetic pulse. If the Faraday had been any closer to the pulse, we would have lost several key systems, including the shields and warp drive. We would have been helpless in space. System survey is complete, Captain. There have been no more pulses of the type we encountered earlier, Captain. However, analysis of our sensor data places the source of the event near Golgatha 4, a large gas giant. Sensors confirm our previous survey, Captain. There is no intelligent life on this planet. Sensors report there is no sign of intelligent life on this planet. Sensors confirm our previous survey, Captain. There is no intelligent life on this planet. Captain, our sensors show that this planet was not the source of the pulse. Short-range sensors indicate that there are 9 alien vessels in decaying orbits around the planet, sir. Their shields are down, and they are not under power. All show signs of battle damage. I have seen similar models. They belong to an extinct race known as the Sudar. We know them from records found on the outermost planets of their former star system, which was destroyed when their sun went supernova over 300 years ago. At this close range, Captain, I can detect that there are over 10,000 life forms in the nearest ship. They are all at minimum metabolic activity. I believe that they are in cold sleep state. There is no one awake to answer our hails. The interference is limiting the efficiency of our sensors. More power must be diverted to sensors to make a comprehensive search of the area. I have discovered the reason for the EM pulse. The propulsion system of the alien ship seems to have an adverse reaction to the dust cloud around Golgatha 4. The cloud is apparently a magnetic ore ground to an extremely fine dust. The Sudarian's propulsion system employs a byproduct that sparks with the dust, like a match touched to a powder keg. No. The alien crews are in hibernation and cannot be contacted. While the aliens sleep, their vessels are manned and maintained by sophisticated computer guidance and repair systems. It is doubtful that the aliens are aware that their fleet is in danger. The computer repair systems are quite efficient. Some of the closer ships already show signs of significant repairs to their propulsion systems. The engines of those ships may be operational within a few minutes. If one of the ships manages to repair and restart its engines inside the metallic cloud, the resultant pulse will destroy all the upshielded Sudarian ships in the satellite system and cripple the Faraday as well. Captain, we cannot transport a medical team over the Sudarian vessels. Ionized particles within the stellar dust cloud are interfering with the transporters. Almost 2 planetary diameters, sir. Captain, we have just towed that ship into the dust field. If its engines start now, it will initiate a new pulse. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 1 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 2 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 3 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 4 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 5 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 7 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 8 is complete. Cartographic section reporting in, Captain. Our survey of Golgatha 6 is complete. There is still residual interference with the long-range sensors, Captain. However, the source of the interference seems to be Golgatha 4. Captain, we must get closer to the alien ships to investigate. Ship clear, Captain. Ship clear, Captain. 3 remaining. Ship clear, Captain. 1 remaining. All ships are clear, Captain. Receiving scanner data, Captain. Captain, we need to get closer to the planet.
We are the Sodar Refugee Fleet 16, fleeing the disaster that destroyed our homeworld. We are in distress. Please assist. Please assist.
Continue with your survey, Captain Forrester. Starfleet out. Do what you can to help the aliens, Captain. Anything left of your survey can wait for another day. Do what you can to help the aliens, Captain. Anything left of your survey can wait for another day.
Everything seems to be working fine, Captain. We're okay. Well, Captain, if that pulse was the first shot, the rest are certainly taking a long time coming. These ships certainly don't look like they've been hanging around here for 300 years.
We don't have time to call up Starfleet. These ships look battle damaged.
Are you crazy? If we reduce the shields and another one of those pulses comes along, we're going to be as fried as those ships are.
Captain, we're being hailed by the Klingons. Audio channels only.
We cannot use our communication equipment. They're not returning our hails, Captain.
Captain's log, stardate 3046.5. The Palmyra Nebula is known to be a dangerous place, home to ion storms and even worse natural phenomena. It's our mission to launch a probe into a star that's in the nebula. I can only hope everything goes smoothly. Starbase 23, this is the USS Tempest. We have completed our mission. Starbase 23, we have encountered a problem. The transponder in the Palmyra Nebula appears to have been destroyed by Klingon disruptors. On screen.
What in the hell is going on? We request an explanation. Klingon vessel, power down your weapons. Who was that? Go on. But that doesn't explain why you're here. I'm going to have to talk it over with Starfleet. I'm sorry, Marga, but Starfleet captains are not executioners. Yes, Marga, we will help you. But we were still responsible. Starbase 23, this is the USS Tempest. We are engaged in a battle against a Klingon bird of prey. Starbase 23, this is the USS Tempest. We have contacted the Klingons and had an unusual request offered us. They want us to kill them and give them an honorable death.
Message from Starbase, Captain. Emergency message incoming from Starfleet. Code Factor 1. Invasion status! We are being hailed by the bird of prey. The bird of prey is ignoring our hails, Captain. Captain, Starfleet will undoubtedly say that what you did was wrong, but there are many of us who would disagree with that judgment.
Hailing frequencies open, Captain.
I have you by the throat, Romulan egg. Now you shall breathe a harsh vacuum of space. I know their Romulan Marga. I am their death, their scourge. Don't you know how many I killed in the glorious campaign? I just want to see the look on their faces before I die. Before they die. Incompetent fools! When I get my hands on them, I'll rip their hearts from the chest! Before they die. How can we kill Romulans with no weapons?
Father, they are Federation! Father, first test Durka. There is an emergency in the disruptor base. I am powering down the disruptors. Now, Captain, the Klingon Empire played no part in this. I accept full responsibility for the actions of my father and this vessel. I am Marga of Clan Kazat. My father, Durka, is first Jezda of the Klingon Empire, a hero, honor-bound to the ways of Kalas. He is dying, Captain, of the Jargot, a plague that affects the mind, crushing reason into dust. He lives in the past. 50 years ago, when we fought the Romulans, he was a great captain. So great that there were no odds he could not overcome, no enemy who could kill him in battle. He never received the honorable death that he deserved. We are here to die. If your Federation has any respect for the greatness of a warrior, destroy our ship. Give my father the honorable death that he deserves. Talk, is it? You humans do nothing but talk. Go ahead. Call Starfleet even though we both know what their answer will be. Your Federation cannot stand the sight of honest blood on its hands. You humans talk of tolerance, but as soon as you are asked to perform an act outside your own culture, your ideals are suddenly forgotten. My father shall have his honorable death, and you will be forced to bear witness to it. You are a man of honor, Captain, and I will sing your praises to the Black Fleet. Perhaps there is a future for our two races after all. Captain, the Klingon Empire played no part in this. I accept full responsibility for the actions of my father and this vessel.
Entering Alpha Epsilon Tari. Entering Omega Corvus system. This is a trap. Why else would a bird of prey be sitting out there uncloaked? It wants us to see it. We're within weapons range, Captain. Ready to fire when you are. The bird of prey has been destroyed. Sir, we must have a target in our sights.
USS Tempest, we have received a distress signal from the unmanned freighter Moriah in the Omega Corvus system. It has been attacked by a Klingon bird of prey. Proceed to that sector immediately. We need to determine why it has decided to attack us. I know you've probably tried, but do your best to communicate with it. Starfleet out. Captain, the Federation will not condone killing, regardless of the motives. Starbase out.
Captain, the transponder is no longer functioning. The amount of debris indicates that these are the remains of a Mark II Federation transponder beacon. Sensor analysis indicates its destruction was caused by disruptor fire consistent with weapons used by a Klingon bird of prey. The probe has begun transmitting data, Captain. Primary mission completed. Klingon bird of prey on long-range sensors. The bird of prey has a crew complement of 2, Captain. Klingon bird of prey decloaking.
No response. They're not talking, sir.
We've got it, Captain. The bird of prey has been disabled.
The bird of prey has triggered an auto-destruct sequence, Captain.
Incompetent fools! When I get my hands on them, I'll rip their hearts from the chest!
Captain, I am detecting the remains of a freighter in this system.
They're not answering our hails, Captain.
Captain, we are within weapons range of a Venturi base.
What an unexpected pleasure, Tempest. We thought you were supposed to be out pirate hunting. Commander Royce is a personal friend of mine. He was hoping I'd play a little backup, scouting the systems you weren't in. Seems like I've had my pick of choices, too. We've got it too, Tempest. We'll go check it out. Apollo out.
Nothing. We're on our way. Message received, Director. Tempest out. Do you have any idea who was on the shuttle or who was responsible? Most routes for these kind of convoys are highly confidential. Who has access to that kind of information? Do you? We'll go examine the site ourselves. So who has access to that information? This is the USS Tempest. Who is attacking you? Set course for the Anansi system. Set course for the Nagawo system. Set course for the Nzambi system. Set course for the Ishu system. Captain's log, stardate 3689.4. We're in orbit around Nzambi 2 in the Makuru sector, awaiting orders from Starbase 1317 for a patrol of this system. On screen. You mean the pirates? Go right ahead. Actually, I was wondering if you can tell me anything about the pirates. We'll take care of it. That's very interesting. What do the pirates have to do with this? What races have visited here? Set course for the Ruhanga system. Hail Ruhanga 5. Hail Starbase 1317. Hail the Ishu system. Open a channel. Something came up. So, what are you doing in this sector of space? Hail the freighter. Hail the Apollo. Robin, is there anything we can do to aid them? Jana, I don't care what you do, but get us between them and that starbase. Magia, get Starbase 1317 online. Yes, it does, Lieutenant. You keep working on a solution, and we'll work on the Apollo from here. Forrester out. This is the USS Tempest. What's your situation? You keep doing that. We'll see what we can do out here. This is David Forrester of the USS Tempest. You are firing on a Federation starbase. Break away and power down your weapons. Put it through. Better make it quick, Mr. Brady. What's going on? What happened? Open a hailing frequency. That's not for me to decide, Captain. If you don't want to fight, power down your weapons and follow us out. Hail the base. So we'd be flying blind. Do your best, Jana. Sturrock, well, can you determine anything? Open a hailing frequency, Magia. This is the USS Tempest. We're on our way. Red alert. Put him through, Magia. We're doing the best we can. We'll take care of it, Director. Tempest out. Scan the system. See if you can find those missing ships. Internal? How? Sturrock, what's the sensor say? We're patrolling the system. Is there any particular incidents you'd like to address? So the diplomat was a Medusan. That's not necessary. Okay, folks, enough commentary. Let's get on with this. Put him on, Magia. What's going on? We'll find it for you. Magia, hail the Vulcan colony and tell them where we are. Sturrock, get on the library computer and get me an analysis of any phenomena that could drive an entire crew to do this sort of thing. Hail the Venturi Raider. Let's go get him. Hail the shuttle. Put it on. Can we compensate for it? Think we can snag him with a tractor beam? You've been committing acts of piracy in the system. You will surrender and be brought in for Federation justice. Scan the shuttles for life signs. We'll wait until we receive some word from you. Apollo! Captain Alistair! Magia, get them back online. Stark, what happened? What were those lights? Shields up! Red alert! Magia, get me Captain Alistair now! We can't take the risk of it failing. Put him on screen. Hail the starbase. Fine. Then we'll do it without hurting you. Scan the system. See if you can pinpoint the cause of this insanity. Red alert. Let's see if we can disable that cruiser. It's a risk we'll have to take. The lives of everyone on that starbase depends on us. What happens if we miss? Do it. Do it. Can you do anything to shut down the ship? Open a hailing channel. Then we've got our work cut out for us, don't we? Thank you for your concern, Director. We'll take care of the situation. Tempest out. Magia, hail Ruhanga 5 and tell them where we are. Sturrock, get on the library computer and get me an analysis of any phenomena that could drive an entire crew to do this sort of thing. Scan the system. See if you can find those missing ships. Tell him we're the people trying to help him. This is David Forrester, USS Tempest here. Then it's a Venturi pirate ship. Captain's log, stardate 4000.4. We've been ordered to do a patrol of the Nzambi, Nagayo, Anansi, Ishu, and Ruhanga systems. Once again, we're to look for any pirate activity and try to find the reason behind the strange attacks in that sector.
Hailing Starbase, Captain. This is the USS Tempest to Rahanga 5. Can you read me? This is the USS Tempest to the Ishu system. Can you read me? Starbase 1317 is hailing us. Communications have been cut off. Captain, we're being hailed by Starbase 1317. We're being hailed, Captain. Captain, I'm picking up a distress beacon coming online. This is the USS Tempest to the damaged freighter. What is your situation? It's difficult to understand them. Something about seeing you face to face. They're coming on screen, Captain. We've got audio only. She's cut off communications. We're receiving no response, sir. Audio only, Captain. He's refusing visual transmission. We've lost contact again. Wait a minute. We're getting a second transmission from the Apollo. It's from the engineering section.
Why would a Medusan be working with Venturi pirates? Because if you see a Medusan, it can drive you mad. We know there are Medusans that come to this system.
We're being hailed by Rahanga 5. There's no response to our hails, Captain. We're being hailed by Director Amreth. We're receiving a hail from Starbase 1317. I have System Director Amreth for you, Captain. Hailing the third planet. We have the colony online. Typical Vulcan. First Advisor Telek Pilar from Nazambi 3 is hailing us. Its codes match those provided by the Ishu system. That's the system coordinator shuttle. The shuttle is refusing our hails, but he is hailing someone inside the nebula. The Venturi are hailing us, Captain. The base commander is on hailing channel 6, sir. Sir, the Ishu collective is hailing us.
Scans are inconclusive, due to the nebula's interference and our inability to use our sensors at full capacity. I would hypothesize from the minimal data I have collected that the pirates are not based on this planet. Confirmed. We have 3 Venturi raiders coming at us on an attack vector.
Look sharp, folks, or this could get bad fast.
Sir, Starbase 1317 is hailing us. The Venturi raider is refusing our hails.
Starbase 1317 is hailing us. They give their thanks for rescuing them and hope we have a safe journey home.
We're not stupid, Praetor. You're modulating your cloak to give us the illusion of a Federation starship. Then die, Romulan.
That's a good try, Romulan. But I was foolish to let you see me the first time. You won't get a chance to use your secret mind-altering weapon again.
This is First Officer Davies of the USS Apollo. You are in violation of the Federation Romulan Treaty. Cease your attack on this Federation vessel and return to Romulan space.
I'll work on it. Captain, I think Nagaya and I have got something. Nagaya is going to try and force a jettison of the warp core, and at that point we'll hit it with our tractor beam and force a phase transition through it, preventing the warp core's detonation. The warp core detonates and we all die. Got it. Is that even possible?
This is Mark Greer, System Coordinator of the Ishu Collective. We've uncovered the remains of a convoy in our system. I don't know yet. We don't have enough information from that site. Do you think someone's been selling that information? I haven't given it much thought, but it seems logical. I don't have enough data yet, but I'll compile a list. Allison, what do you plan to do next? Well, you'll get what I know as soon as it comes in.
Why? Then they're using it. But as what? Some sort of living bomb? The pirates? I thought he would never stop talking. Now entering the heart of the nebula, Captain. Captain, there's an awful lot of debris out there. If even half of them are mines. There are too many mines! We can't maneuver fast enough without the sensors! It's your call, Captain. What do we do? Oh my god. Are you saying the crew destroyed their own ships? I could do it.
This is Starbase 1317. We are receiving a message from Amru Jesu of Ruanga 5. He is reporting a convoy under attack by pirates within his system. This is Starbase 1317. We are receiving a message from the system coordinator of the Eshu system. He is reporting the discovery of the remains of a diplomatic convoy within his system. Salvage operations are now underway. This is Starbase 1317. We are receiving a message from the assistant coordinator of the Eshu system. She has the result of the salvage team findings. Repeating, this is Second Lieutenant Jessica Owens. We need help. We are under attack. Repeat, we are under attack. We've calculated these as the 2 most optimal paths. Either one will take you first to a target the pirates have hit, and then to the systems they may be in. USS Tempest, please hold. We are receiving an urgent message from the Ruanga system. USS Tempest, please hold. We are receiving a message from the Eshu system. This is Lieutenant Jessica Owens. Repeating, this is Lieutenant Jessica Owens. Is anybody out there? I think Commander Royce is dead. Most of the command staff are down as well. We're barely holding this place together. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm trying to stave off a total system failure. So if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work before the life support goes out again. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm trying to stave off a total system failure. So if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work before the life support goes out again.
This is Director Amaranth of Rahunga 5. We are under attack and requesting immediate assistance. This is Director Amaranth of Rahunga 5. We have a convoy under attack by pirates. We need immediate assistance. I demand you finish off these pirates. They're bleeding us dry. It's gone beyond this system now. My contacts say a diplomatic convoy is missing in the Nazambi system. This is spreading.
Why haven't you dealt with these pirates? I have 3 missing ships in this system alone. Their families are worried sick. You had better be. I have friends on the Federation Council.
This is Krull Sirik of the Venturi. Proceed on a course of 1600. We will be there. This is Krull Sirik of the Venturi. Your bravery is to be commended. As such, your death will be swift and just. For ours is the holy way, and Homeworld will be spared the wrath of our son.
What now, Captain? But then the question still is, what the hell was one of them doing aboard that ship? Oh, wonderful. Now entering the Ruhanga system. What the? Sturg, did you see that? I can't wait to get my sights on them for this. That's crazy. Now entering the Nazambi system, Captain. What a windbag. Ouch. Insults from a fellow Vulcan. Now I've seen everything. Now entering Anansi system. Captain, the sensors are picking up a ship entering the system. Its configuration matches the Venturi Raiders from the Ruhanga system. Get me close enough and you bet I can. Captain, something just came up on my scanners. Oh, great. They're going in opposite directions. One of them is headed toward the Anansi system, the other towards Ruhanga. They're powering up their shields and weapons. Uh-oh.
Hello? This is Lieutenant Commander Negea Lalani of the USS Apollo. Are you receiving me? Thank God you're out there. We're in a lot of trouble. The Apollo was servicing a distress call, a freighter out from the Anansi system. The minute the bridge opened up communications with the ship, something happened. They piped something over on the visuals that made everyone go insane. Then whoever was on that freighter tried to beam over, but I got the shields up in time. That's when the bridge seized control of everything and shut us out. I'm trying, but they rerouted all the energy towards weapons and shields. It's difficult enough to keep enough power for life support, let alone shutting off the bridge. You're going to have to stop this ship, one way or another. That doesn't matter.
What do you need, Captain? Captain, every moment you spend here gives the pirates more time to do what they will. Royce out. Captain Forrester, pleasure to have you here. I assume Starfleet told you about our problem. We would have handled it. But we're mostly a science station. There's an archaeological dig in one of the systems and, well, I'm sure you didn't come here to hear me ramble. When we first came across this sector, we discovered that there had been a war here between 2 races who used planets as weapons. Those races are extinct now, but we've had several visits from races who believe they might have descended from colonies of these civilizations. Most of the visits are from non-corporeal life forms. The Thasans have visited, as well as a few Medusans. And then there was the Tholian. From what we determined, the pirates are brutal and thorough. Too thorough if you ask me. They usually hit the Ruhanga system first, our agricultural colony. But occasionally they harass the Vulcan colony on Nazambi 4 as well. We believe the pirates have a staging area, either in the Anansi or the Ishu system, that would give them access to our systems and plenty of places to hide in. Lieutenant Owens has mapped out 2 patrol routes. Jesse, thank you. I've also asked a friend, Captain Alistair of the USS Apollo, to visit us. I figured we could keep her in reserve from when the pirates are found.
Captain, long-range sensors have detected a ship entering the system. I have it on sensors. It's a freighter. Orion manufacture coming in from the Anansi system. The Apollo is breaking away and proceeding on an attack vector with Starbase 1317. Captain, Starbase 1317 has minimal armament. They will most likely sustain severe casualties should the Apollo attack. He's not listening to you, Captain. There are the remains of a freighter at the edge of this system. It appears to have been destroyed by Federation fire. The freighter bears more than normal armament. Analysis of the bodies indicates 7 Venturi and 1 Medusan. The data is incomplete, but that is a logical conclusion. Medusans are considered to be one of the most peaceful races in the galaxy. There is no logical reason to believe the Medusan is working with the Venturi. However, it is logical to assume that the Medusan was the cause of the Apollo's insanity. Scientists hypothesize that it is a form of protection against the predators on their home planet. But regardless of its origins, the effect is completely unintentional. The Medusans possess one of the most elegant and benign minds in the Federation. Most likely, it was aboard the diplomatic convoy that was raided by the Venturi pirates. That would be logical. Reprehensible, but logical. Captain, let me remind you that in simulations, a Miranda-class vessel can overcome a Constitution-class cruiser less than 30% of the time. Captain, may I remind you that the Apollo is not acting rationally. Powering down the weapons may endanger the ship. 8 planets, Ruhanga 5 and 6, are marginally Class M. Confirmed. We have phaser fire above Ruhanga 6. He's not listening to you, Captain. Captain, I've traced back the most probable course for the Venturi raiders. Their last port of call would have been the Anansi system. Scanning. There are a set of objects floating at the edge of the system, just within sensor range. Curious. There is only minimal evidence of any weapons being used on the ships. Most of the damage seems to be internal. Given the extent and type of the damage involved, that is a possible hypothesis. Nonetheless, it is possible. There are 6 planets. The third is Class M. I'm also reading a number of celestial objects. Let me remark that, though Telek was Vulcan, he took an almost tangible pleasure in his capacity to talk. Scanning. The profusion of objects in this system are causing pronounced fluctuations in my readings. Compensating. There are a set of objects floating at the edge of the system, just within sensor range. Captain, sensors are picking up a ship entering the system. The configuration matches a Federation ore ship. Unknown, Captain. A minefield, Captain. They led him into a minefield. By increasing the power to the sensors, we will increase our chances of correct analysis. But this is not infallible. An ionic discharge, Captain, ignited by our sensors. Possible, but not probable. Without further scanning, it will be impossible to determine the true cause. However, further scanning will put this vessel at risk. Interesting. There is nothing I can do, Captain. Beginning scan of Anansi 3. The amount of debris within the system is making analysis difficult. But I have located 2 shuttles with potential life signs. There is evidence that certain systems have been tampered with or destroyed. Life support systems are non-functional. By increasing the power to the sensors, we will increase our chances of finding him. But this is not infallible. Captain, the nebula is degrading the effectiveness of our sensors. Captain, there is a missile launch from the planet. The Venturi raider is breaking course and heading deeper into the nebula.
This is First Advisor Telek Palar of the Vulcan colony Shirek. What is your purpose in this system? That is acceptable. The piracy situation in this sector has recently become extreme and more calculated than a normal threat would warrant. Your response to this threat should have occurred more expediently, so as to preempt this type of crisis. However, your current presence will suffice as an apology. There is one situation. A diplomatic envoy left this system for the Issue Collective and has not returned, nor has it arrived where it was supposed to. This causes a modicum of discomfort on my part, as its safety was ensured by the system. Much explanations will have to be proffered on my part in order to expedite this matter with the Medusans. Yes, a fascinating race they are, though dangerous as a species. You will search for them? I'm sure some sort of equitable arrangement can be made if recompense is desired. Ah, then if my problems and Starfleet's orders are not in conflict, we are in agreement on the situation, and I will waste no more of your time. Telek out.
This is First Advisor Telek Palar of the Vulcan colony Shirek. We have an issue at hand that demands your attention. There is a convoy that entered our system with supplies from the Rahunga system. It has entered a state of non-communication, and we cannot locate it.